Perfect. Off the glass up. Don't be dribbling even if you've done it before. That's okay. I'm just showing them progression right there. Right step, left step. Go. Right, left, finish. Perfect. Now we go back here. I want you to do it with one dribble right there. Dribble, 1, 2, perfect. Left hand dribble, hold, do it again. Left hand dribble. Good, perfect. One more time, just so we finish on a fake. Good, one more time, finish on a fake. Good, and stop. If you got those finishes as a younger player, like a high school player or a youth player, I feel really good about it. And you guys can see when we did that first drill, driving down, we were 1 for 6, and then we were 3 for 6. And then when we did the other drills, they're kind of harder things, but players don't work on finishing as much as they need to. So I would definitely encourage finishing. Those are kind of the 5 finishing moves that I would recommend you guys working on daily. The next thing we're going to do is mid-range high, but the lane isn't open to finish. These are big time. Let me get, is anybody here a good shot blocker? Who's the best shot blocker here? Best jumper? Come on, you're out here. All right, you're going to replace 14, you get to sit down. So you're going to be right here, okay? When he says go, you're going to run up and try to block my shot. Okay, I'm going to go like this, boom, go up, you're going to try to block my shot. You ready to run? You got to face the basket just like I am. You ready? And stop. That's a mid-range move. When the defender thinks that he's flying to the basket, and you just do anything simple just to get him to run. And you see how much separation it is, and I set you up for failure on that. But what it does is the defender, that's what his mentality is. A lot of times you get in the game, and we beat somebody, and we start thinking it's a race to the rim. When in reality, a lot of times we can get an open shot in the mid-range, which is a lot better than a contested shot at the rim. And a lot of people, like in the NBA, they talk about analytics now. You guys hear the word analytics, where people like are all about three-pointers or layups. The thing that they don't take into consideration is they don't do the research thorough enough that an uncontested mid-range yields way more points per possession than a contested layup. So when you guys look at those analytics, make sure that you know that, like, for instance, a Dwight Howard three-pointer and a Steph Curry three-pointer, they're a little bit different. Okay? But in analytics, the people that don't know basketball that are really good number geeks, they put them together. So uncontested mid-range is always better than a contested two. If you guys know that, I just don't want you guys to think the analytics and kind of go away from it. So our first thing is a cross step, and that's what I just did against him. So you guys got the ball, and I want you both to do this at the same time. So what we're going to do is we're just dribbling the ball with our right hand. Okay, dribbling with our right hand. All we're going to do is we're going to lunge our left foot forward and as long as we possibly can. So we want to act like we're sprinting towards the basket, boom, and the ball and your foot are going to hit at the same time. So if I'm right here and I'm dribbling, I'm just going to go ball and foot, and I'm going to come back. Ball and foot, just like that. You ready? Dribble, go. Bang, right back. Good. Dribble, go. Bang, right back. Good. Now hold up. You want to make sure when you're lunging, it's only one dribble. Bang. Okay, do it again. So you're dribbling. When I say go, it's just one dribble. Go. Perfect. Get back. Go. Good. Now, here are the variations out of this cross step. They did great. The first one you got is a simple step back, which you guys are all familiar with. You're dribbling right here, and it'll just be a lunge. Keep the ball on your outside hip so that they can't kind of knock it out, and then you get on balance and knock down. So the keys to a step back are number 1, long lunge. Number 2, create separation. Number 3, keep the ball on your hip. And then number 4, land on balance before rising up into your shot. If you got those 4 things, you're good at step backs. Here's where most people mess up on step backs. When they step back, they're here and they twist and turn on their jump shots. You have to land on balance. I did a balance study, and we'll talk about shooting in a little bit, but it was basically the top 8 shooters in the NBA. So Kyle Korver, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Brad Beal, all those guys. When they started at, say, 12 o'clock on their feet, or 11 o'clock, and they landed at the same angle, so that means they jumped up, and there was no air twist, they shot 69%. When they turned, even by 1% on the clock, so they went from 12 o'clock to 11 o'clock, or 11 o'clock to 10, it dropped to 31%. So in-air twist is terrible. So for those of you guys that are buying into that new turn and twist, do the research, because it's not even close. And so, same thing on step backs. When you're here, when you step back, boom, I better be squared up, or maybe 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock is good. But if you're over here and having a twist and turn, it's just not going to yield good results. So the first thing I want you to do is really break it down. And again, I don't care if you guys miss right now, but we're going to work on step backs. You're going to be right here, and you're going to lunge, keep the ball out, land, and go. Right now, I don't even want you to shoot it. I just want to work on the landing and see if we can land on balance. So scoot up, start by dribbling, scoot up even more, When I say go, all you're doing is the exact same lunge, keep the ball out, and land on balance. So ready? Go. Perfect, that's okay. You're going to get to go again. Go. Good, good. Nice job. Dribble. Good, go. Good, perfect. Dribbling, go. Nice. And stop. So that's our first one, the step back. The second one we've got, which is really, really good, and this is what I like a lot in the mid-range, is just a change in direction. So it's still the cross step, but this time you get the defender to kind of recover. He's thinking step back. So my defender right here, he overruns a play because he thinks that we're getting ready to shoot the layup. So he overruns a play, but now he gets in recovery mode, so all we do is we lean back and then we'll go between the legs. So if I'm right here and you're guarding me, kind of go downhill and close out. I'm here, bang, right there. It's just a simple change in direction. You get this defender to slide, over slide, because he thinks he can do the basket, and then you change direction. So if I'm right here again, it's a punch, boom, right there, you go. If you guys watch James Harden make Ricky Rubio fall and crawl on the ground, this was the move that he did when he used it, okay? So all we're doing is you're dribbling right there. Again, now hold on. All it is a long, low lunge, step one. Step two is a fake back with the ball. Step three is a change direction between the legs. And then step four would be attack. Okay, so dribbling, long, low lunge, step back, between the legs. Perfect, good. And you're trying to do it when you go back, your next dribble should be between the legs. So it should be a lunge dribble, back, and then a between the legs dribble. Okay, so two dribbles. Go ahead, go. Lunge, perfect, perfect. Two dribbles a time. Good. Good, that's okay. And next time, remember, ball hits the same time as the foot so that you can go back. Good, dribble, go. Long lunge. Nice, good. Make that a little more aggressive on that lunge. Dribbling, go. Nice, that's perfect. Good. So you see after 3 reps, they both got it really good. But that's just a good change in direction, gets them out to overrun the play, we change direction and go. Those are the two big cross steps that I would teach. Obviously, you've got more if you're an upper level player. You've got kind of where you big time lunge, boom, hop back with between the legs. You've got different things that you can do. For the lower level, I would just teach those two things. And the lower level, I mean all the way up until kind of university. The next one we got is an open step. So we got the cross step and the open step. The reason the cross step is so good is because this guy stays on our hip. We can get him to go downhill without exposing the ball. Because now our knee and our body is basically in between the ball. This open step is good if we have space and we really want to square up. So say he's right there, he had a bad closeout, we drive in, he's driving hard to the basket, we just pound and then hop back. The reason this one's good is because look how square we are. When I go here, now I don't have to turn and twist, I'm right on balance and can knock it down. So this is when we have space. The first one, the cross step we'll use if we're on our hip. Open step we'll use when basically we have space. So if you're driving down, all you're going to do is it's going to be right hand, right foot, pound at the same time. So right now it's basically long step with the dribbling hand, pound at the same time, hop back and get on balance. Those are the 3 steps on this. So you're dribbling slow, long lunge with your right, pound the ball at the same time, and then hop back. Okay? Here we go. Let's walk through it. Start right here. This is all you're going to do to start the breakdown is you'll literally start like this. Dribbling. When I say go, pound and hop back. Okay? So dribbling. Go. Perfect. Good. Dribbling. Go. Nice. Good. Again. Dribbling. Go. Nice. One more. Dribbling. Go. Do it again. Remember, the ball has to hit at the same time as your foot. Here we go again. Dribbling, go. Good. And you guys can see that they're kind of uncomfortable with those big power explosive lunges. Just like you would do anything, you want to make it game-like. So if I'm here eventually, maybe you're here, you're driving, it's a change of speed, a long lunge, get that defender sliding out of the play, and and then you go back. It's the same reason why when you're doing strength and conditioning that you do the long lunges. It's the same reason why you do all those things. It's basically building up into a game skill. So those are the mid-range moves that I would teach. There's only one more that I would teach, and it's called a pump off. And that's basically like, say this guy right here is on my side, and I'm driving down the lane, and I don't want to have to shoot that reverse roll that we did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to nudge into it with my shoulder. There's 4 teaching points with this one. Nudge into the shoulder, inside out dribble, shuffle the space, and then get on balance. I'm driving here. My shoulder and my inside foot nudge into the defender, inside out, and then I shuffle the space and get on balance. It's a great one. If you guys saw Chris Paul's game-winning shot the other night that he ended up missing the shot, he created tons of separation using this bump off. So I'm driving down, you ride my shoulder, boom, bump, bang, get on balance and knock it down. Notice it's not a travel because watch this hand. I'm here. I don't pick up the ball. There's no such thing as a travel when you're dribbling, just so you guys know. I can do this. So as I can do the same thing with lateral if I want to. As long as my hand is over top of the ball, you can make as many lateral or kind of horizontal steps as you want to. Okay? I'm just letting you know that's a rule in the rule book. There's no such thing as a travel when you're dribbling, just because I know we get questions on that. So I want you guys to work on it. You're dribbling to the left. This foot right here, this shoulder go into me, inside out, and then get to the logo right there. Ready? Go. Bump. Perfect. Perfect. Scoot in. That's right. Bump. Good. Perfect. And this is just a good separation move. They're mid-range. Go. Bump. Shuffle off. Perfect. Last one. Scoot in, scoot in, scoot in, scoot in. Good. Go. Good. It's an unmake. It's an unmake. Good. Bump. Go. Nice. Knock down. Those are the mid-range moves that I would teach. Again, I'm just showing you guys stuff that quick right away you guys should be able to see this is all they need. Next thing, one-on-one play. Too many people think that between leg, behind the back, or crossover between the legs, kind of the flashy moves are the moves that work. I'm going to show you guys some footwork drills that are going to be way more effective and efficient than some of the stuff that you guys might be used to seeing. So the first one I want to show you is, I'm going to steal YouTube. You guys can go sit down. Let me get my man right there. Let me get number 6 and number 7. Yeah, you two come up here real quick. I'm going to steal you guys. Let me have number 7 right here. I want to show you kind of why we're doing this. So say, put your toes on this line, okay? So say you're in a defensive stance too, okay? So get down low like you're in a defensive stance. Most of the time when we teach crossovers, we teach fake one way, cross the other way. So his feet and toes are on the line, just so I don't want you guys to think I'm cheating. I'm going to put my heel right there just so you know I'm in the same spot. If I lean this way and jab and fake the crossover, he takes that step. And then when I cross it, stay right there. When I cross, I can get to here, where I can get even to him. If I get the same spot, put my heel in the exact same spot so you don't think I'm cheating. If I cross the ball first and then jab, so I cross here and I jab this way still, he still takes that step. Now, because my balance is loaded here and I'm engaging my core in a different way, I can step way behind. So you gain about 4 to 6 inches of separation is because your core is in a different spot. So basically, it's just all about loading. So instead of loading this way and then crossing over and can't get that separation, I just load this way so my core is on the way that I'm going to, and then I can easily blow by. So what we're going to do is it's a cross-over, it's called a crossover jab. You're going to cross the ball first, jab the foot that the ball started dribbling in. So if I start dribbling with my right hand, I cross over right to left, jab right foot, I load, explode off my right foot with my left foot by the defender. Okay? So watch this. If I'm doing it slow motion, it is a cross, jab, explode. Again, there's no intermediate dribble, no dribble in between. Cross, jab, explode. Throw it in my shoulders, I'm jabbing in one direction. If I'm full speed, this is why it kills people. If I'm attacking, boom, and I'm right line. But you can see it's an aggressive load and explode. So I want you guys to walk through it real quick. You guys are both right next to each other. All I want you doing is you're going to dribble. So dribble with your right hand. When I say go, all you're going to do is cross the ball over and then jab. So it's not the same time. Okay, ready? Go. Nope. Cross first, then jab. Ready? Go. Good. Again. Go. Good. Again, go. Good. Now what you're going to do is when I say go, you're going to cross, jab, step. Only one dribble. Don't take another dribble. Just one dribble. Ready? Go. Good. Now don't cross step. So when you go here, it's got to be a left step. Left step, okay? Ready again? Go. Good. Good. One more time. Go. Good. Perfect. Now I want you guys to try it when you're attacking me. So you're right there, back up, I'm guarding you. The big thing is you got to fake and jab in this direction. So your ball, your eyes, and your foot are selling that you're going this way, but you're really going the opposite way, okay? Ready? Go, go, go. What comes first on the crossover jab? Crossover, then jab. Cross jab. Perfect. Perfect. Cross and jab. Go, go, go. Crossover first, then jab. Cross jab. Perfect. You guys see that move? Crossover, then jab. Crossover, then jab. Cross jab. Perfect. One more. Cross jab. Perfect. That's the first move I would teach. Now, out of it, my big thing is don't teach them a bunch of moves. Teach them series. Which means, most of the time, people have 50 million moves that they can do and they suck at all of them. What I would rather do is have one dominant move and then have a couple counter moves. So my counter move would be a quick crossover. So say you're guarding me, and say you know that every time I cross and jab, then I'm going to explode that way. What are you going to do eventually? Slide in that direction. So now I would cross, jab, and just put a crossover to my next spot. That would be the second variation. The third variation is you can do a little freeze. So I can go cross, jab, and he's leaning, but he thinks I'm going to go with that crossover, and I just hit the inside out. So I can go cross, jab, in and out, and do that little shuffle ball ball. You can add different things to it, but have one main move, and then have kind of your counter moves based on it. You don't need a million moves. Just get good at 3 moves and you're good. So crossover jab is our first base move. That is better than the hesitation crossover. Next move, push out. A push out. The push out is a better variation of the inside out. All of us teach the inside out, okay? This is better than it. And let me show you why. Say you're right here, guarding me. Most of the time when we do an inside out crossover, we fake this way, and then we come back in the same direction. It doesn't make sense. We want to fake one way, go the opposite way. So what we need to do is this ball, instead of making a slow inside out, watch the inside out, normally it's a 1, 2, and an inside out crossover is a 1, 2, 3. We can just eliminate a step. By eliminating a step, then you become a step quicker. So now what I do is I fake ball and foot hit at the same time. So now I'm dribbling right, and my right foot jabs in this direction. So here, that's my in and out. Because now, my in and out is one dribble, or if he cuts it off, I'm buying in 2. So by eliminating a step, we're a step quicker. Again, we just took the crossover, made it better. Now we just took the inside out and made it better. This is why guys at the highest level, like everybody talks about NBA defense is bad. No, it's just the offense is so good. All those players in the NBA average 30 points a game or 20 points a game in college too. College coaches just say the NBA is bad. But it's really because the offense is so beautiful. And they get to where they need to get to more efficiently than any other level. So when you're here again, push out, shot would be our first one. So if he dropped, if you got a good shooter, I'm attacking, he backs up, pull up. Our second one would be a push out cross. He reacts to it, I can buy him, cross right there, and I'm gone. The next one is going to be a push out stunt, which means I go push out, he goes a little bit that way, but he knows I'm going back with the crossover, so he knows he's going to sit this way, so I go push cross right there. And I'm going to walk you guys through those. So that's the 3 that I would use in this series. So the first one I want you guys to do is you guys are on this line, we're dribbling with our right. So both you guys dribble with the right. All we're going to do when I say go is we're going to pound and ball and foot are going to hit at the same time with that in and out. You ready? Go. Good. Just make hook. Let me see this one thing. You want it to go forward? Where are we faking? We're trying to get that defender to drop, right? So we got to fake at that 45-degree angle. So I'm here. You hear that foot? That's an aggressive sweep. You ready? Go. Good. That's okay. Again. Go. Good. Now make that ball here. It comes inside and out. Inside and out. Go. Good. There we go. Again. One more time. Go. Good. And stop. Again, all we want to focus on is ball and foot. So now we're going to do it without dribbling. We're right here. Keep the ball at your belly button. And just go. Just do that over and over again. Go. Yes, that's the dribble we need. Inside, out. It's the exact same inside, out, but our foot hits at the same time. Good inside. So you guys got where the ball hits. So now I want us to go into the second one. I don't want you guys to pull up threes. That's for more people when they're just real comfortable shooting that. I want you to come down, push, cross. Okay, so dribbling right here with our right, dribbling right there, and push out, cross. No. Where does the ball go? It goes from belly button to foot. Yep. Here we go. Good, that's perfect. Here we go again. Quick. That's perfect. That's how it should look right there. Quick. Come on, 7. I think you can do it quick right here. Stay low, hold up, stay low. Dribble. Quick. Good. Quick. Good. So that's the first one. Obviously, you can have the push out shot. We're not going to work on that one. Second one is a push out stunt. This is simple. Michael Jordan used to use this all the time. And I don't know why people went away from kind of the simple footwork. But if you look at Kobe and those guys, yes, they have great fadeaways. They have some complex moves that look great. But if you look at where they get the majority of their points, it's simple footwork. They're really powerful footwork. So right here, all it is a push out. That's step 1. Step 2 is what I call a stunt, which means your foot just jabs, and then you explode. So it's just a push out, stunt, separate. So push, stunt, separate. The ball should come up to your waist so that we keep it protected. So when I go here, so you keep your hand over top of the ball, we don't travel with it. So you're dribbling right, push out. So once you push out, stop real quick. Push out first. Remember, ball and foot hit at the same time, so your left foot should be planted. No. Left foot should be planted. Yep, so keep that one planted. Do your push out. Remember, push out. No. The push out that we just did. Yeah. Then you fake middle and go. So it's just push out, fake middle, go. Perfect. Push out, fake, perfect. You guys see how that's just a better version of the stutter step that we teach. Push out, because now we're faking. Hold on. Push out first, push out. No. Push out means right foot, right hand. This one, no. Left foot stays still, that goes in. Yes, that's it. Good. Push that, perfect. So you guys see the push out, 1, 2, and go. That's our second move. So we got the crossover jab, and we got the push out cross or the push out stunt. There's one more live ball move that I would teach, and I think that if you have these 3, you'll have kind of everything you need out of just the moves. This one is called a shift. A shift. And it basically means ball goes one way, body goes the other way. And it messes people up. Say he's right here guarding me. If I normally do our traditional thinking moves, if I do a crossover, which way do I go? If I go right to left, which way are you going to go? That way, right? I go between the legs, I go with the ball. I go behind the back, I go with the ball. So our defender knows that if we change directions with the ball, our body's going to go in that direction. So if I go between the legs, which way are you thinking? That way, right? So if I go here, I go between the legs, and I shift this way, it really messes them up. Really messes them up. And what we're going to do out of this is we got 3 different reads again. Always 3. First one is if I create enough separation, I can shoot it. So if I go right here, he really falls for it, I can get into my shot. Notice I'm always on balance before I rise up. Second one is I just got to ask a simple question. Am I outside his hips? Yes or no? If I go here, he falls for it, boom, I can just cross and go. If I'm not outside his hips, so if he shifts with my body, he gets smart, and say slide over, bang, then I just hit that little quick stunt, and I go. So here's the read. When I'm shifting, if he's with me, I know he's leaning this way, where I'm loading and exploding the opposite way. So if I see him going with me, I'm loading while he's sliding. Does that make sense? So I'm here, and hitting that and go. It's going to be a quick kind of plant my foot and get out. If he's not sliding with me, if he fell for between the legs, boom, then I just quick cross, and I'm right behind him downhill. So I want you guys to walk through this one, and then we'll take a little break for the water for you guys. So dribbling, I want you to stand right here, dribbling. When you go between legs, you're going to fake like you're going this way. So that ball and foot and shoulder are going to sell you're going in this direction, and then you're just going to shuffle out. That's all I want you to do. Don't even shoot it, don't do anything else. Boom. Good, no, don't cross over. Do it again. That's right. So when you go here, I want you to shift. Should still be your left hand. Good, go. Good, perfect. Again, right here. Go. Good, that's okay, it's hard to do. Your body doesn't normally work disconnected. Here we go. Good, perfect. Big time slide, big time slide. Ah, good, hold it, do like this, and then plant. You want to push off that plant. Try to get it up. Yep, drill it. Big time this way. Go. Yes, that was it right there, that was it. Get more of a shot, more of a shot. Good. Again, go. Nice, good job, go. Good, it's okay, you guys cross over that time. Just shift, just shift. Nice. Now I want you to shift, then cross over, get downhill and finish it. Go. Shift. Nice. Cross over, go. Shift. No. Remember. Shifting is the opposite. The opposite. So float that way. Dribble. Go. No. You're floating this way. I want you to go like this and float this way, right there. Yep. Float. Yes, that was it. We're just getting outside my hips. Nice. Perfect. Now I want you guys to work on, I'm going to slide with you so you still shift. Just hit that foot down and get to a little middle drive. Oh, yes, that's okay. You're right. Hey, that was a perfect shift. Yeah, that was perfect. Hey, no, you gotta shift it. You got lucky on this way to drill. Good. Hey, yes, perfect. That's okay. Come on, you're good. You're good. Up on you. Yes, there you go. Just a little shift, a little shift. Yes, perfect. Good job. Those are the finishing mid-range and one-on-one moves. As you can see, we made crossover better, we made inside-out better. We made a simple between the leg crossover behind the back a lot better by changing what we do. And it's going to be hard for players to pick it up right away, which is why we bring it down every single time. We don't ever give it to them as a go up and do it. The other thing is, when working on one-on-one moves, when working on mid-range moves, when working on finishing moves, I want you to think about two things. Number one, change the spots on the floor that you do it. And then number two is change the distance that they attack. Most of the time when we work on moves, they start back here and we just attack. But in the game, they might catch the ball when you're 4 out, 1 in offense here. So this is where we need to do. If you got a 3 out, 2